your art investment platform, which I think, you had a brilliant idea.
Yeah, thank you. Yes. Well, I think it's a good idea because it works. I'm a collector, so I'm always looking for new pieces, for new
Yes.
New artworks to add to my walls. And I found it very difficult to monitor the entire the global art market in order to identify and take advantage of best deals, because
yes. So what happens? So
they're sold differently with different prices depending on the auction, depending on the country, depending on the taste of the people who buy in the country. Because and now, of course, with COVID, the trend it's slightly different. But until COVID, the art market was still very local, meaning that the auctions were mostly run by local buyers. And then, of course, they would influence with their taste also the prices. So something, let's say, it was unknown, let's say in dollars, would, like for example, my Piranesi, they don't know what it is. Maybe they think it's a print. They think it's a modern print. They have no idea. So there is a lot of both geographic arbitrage and information asymmetry. So maybe they're not used to this, like they do in New York, where the prices, for example, of Piranesi are very high. They don't know what it is, so it can sell for a fraction of their market price. I could buy Piranesi for $300, while in Vienna or in Zurich, where you are, it can go for 1,500 euros. The same, exactly the same. So this is because there's no knowledge about the artist, and this you can do with everything. If you are an expert, you can leverage your expertise and take advantage of both, as I said, geographic arbitrage and information asymmetries in the global art market. But to do that, you need to monitor the international market. So you need to have under one roof as many auction houses you can. Yeah, because most people, I mean, those that are not acquainted with the auction art auction world, they might relate auction with just the most famous, like Christie Sotheby's. But they're not.
Francesco, sorry if I interrupt you, but let's say that I am. I would like to sell something, or I want to buy. So I go on your platform, and I see where is the best place to. How does it work? Can you explain?
Yes,
it's the public.
we cover the full. Let's call it in an economic way, the value chain of art. So we allow our users both to buy and sell. To buy, of course, it's a core function. So we allow people to monitor the global art market, identify what they like, and they can run, say, searches. So they don't need to search continuously, even on the platform. They can just create a search with keywords that they are interested in, and they receive email alert whenever something that matching their keywords is coming for sale. We are the largest aggregator in the world right now. So, meaning on Lotart, you find the largest selection of auctions for art and so-called passion assets. So luxury collectibles. I'm talking about watches, fine wines, classic car, vintage, anything that you can collect. It can bring an investment value. And we are now about to launch. They're actually now in a beta. So we are fully developed our analytics.
Yes.
And thanks to, so we have, of course, million data covering the last 6 years. And we compare the past with the future, so the past with the upcoming plots, in order to identify the liquidity of an asset. By liquidity, I mean the opportunity to resell anytime at least the purchasing price. So that's the liquid. So many perceive the art market as liquid because it's an asset and exchanges are fewer. But you could look the auction system as a stock exchange for art and luxury. If you have something which is good, you can easily resell it in an auction. They would never say no. They would never turn you down, also because they get quite a chunk of money, because they normally charge 25% at least to the seller, 10%. I mean, 10% to the seller and 25% to the buyer. So they're always willing to take good artworks. So the good pieces become liquid, but the liquidity is linked to the purchasing price. If you buy, let's say, an artwork, or you buy a Chagall drawing in a gallery, it would be very difficult that you get the same price at auction, because gallery you have a lot of other costs. Now that you have to run the place, people, so there are all these fixed costs that are gonna get on your artwork eventually. So if you ask us, for example, we have a service called Art Investment Advisory. We can guide you through the auction world and identify for you liquid pieces to buy. So I could get the same Chagall for a fraction of the price of the gallery. Normally, it's less than half the cost. Could be 30%.
How do you know that then, for instance, for a Chagall, it's quite an important piece. How would you manage the authenticity?
Yes, because we have experts for that.
Okay.
I'm an expert of Piranesi, so if you want to buy a neoclassical etching, I can do it myself.
Okay.
But for the rest, we have experts who help us with the evaluation, the quality evaluation. So, of course, you ask the auction house condition report, pictures. If it's a painting, the blue light pictures. You need to know about the provenance. Make sure it's not looted. Make sure it comes from a good collection. Of course, there are more chances, which is good. And then also, if it's in the catalogue raisonné. So, of course, we know how to make sure that quality-wise, the artwork is good. But then there is a financial side. So the added value of lot art, and we also explore the financial side of art and luxury. So you make sure what you buy is not only good, it's also at the good price. So if you want to sell it, you for sure get your money back at least. But of course, we aim for you to get a profit. Because as art as an investment, first of all, it's about liquidity. Can I resell it and get my money back? But also about return on investment. That's why we talk about art investment, because I'm aiming, if I can aim to capital conservation. So I don't care about, I like this piece. I don't want to sell it, but I want to make sure that if I want to sell it, or after me, somebody in my family will like to sell it because it has different taste than me. So you should be able to do so without a capital loss. And that is the important thing, the first thing. Then we also look at profit. So how can I profit for my investment? Because investment, you want your money to not only to keep the value, so against inflation, against the assets are good alternative to capital markets or to normal stock exchange or bonds, because they do keep on with inflation. And you can also play with currencies. For example, I'm in a Eurozone. I can buy US in dollars. Let's say now the euro is higher than the dollar, so it costs me less. And then I can resell in England, where it's pound, which is higher than euro. So I can also play with the currencies. So art can be, for example, an old master, which the price is less volatile than contemporary art. So I aim more at capital conservation when I buy an old master.
Yes.
Unless, of course, I, with my expert, identify something, because there is, I said, a lot of asymmetries of information. So maybe they call a painting School of Prague, and instead it's not the school of, but it is an artist specific. And then the prices triple immediately. But that's something else. You need a deep expertise, which we have. So we can help with through our art investment advisory to exploit this information asymmetries. But looking at the investments or the return on investment, of course, contemporary art is the best way. I mean, the most profitable, also carrying the higher risk, because with every investment, higher profit means also higher risk, because you gain on price volatility. So it's a living artist, can go up, can go down. But when you buy at a good price, you always made a good deal. So if I buy a Damien Hirst, my system tells me, okay, in the last 6 years, the average price was 30,000. The actual price, so the average of the last 2 years, is 33. So it was already an indication that the curve is going up. And then I'd say, okay, the liquid price, so the price I should buy in order to make sure I can resell, at least at the price I bought, is between 29 and 32. So then I know that that Damien Hirst I should buy within that price range.
But that's a wonderful. Yes, sorry if I interrupt, because no, just I wanted to say it's a wonderful help for the people that, like me, for instance, don't know so much of the art market, let's say, around. No, but I think it's a wonderful, innovative. You're very, as I said, I repeat, you're very young. There are 2 other companies which also are in the market about this, but you are one of the youngest, and
the company, so the company was created in 2017.
Yes, but also you've been doing so well, because every time I talk to you, there is a higher audience.
Yeah. Now we are about 450,000 in October.
Yes, congratulations.
And this month is going even better. So we aim to get to the 500,000 users by the end of the year. That's my target.
Wonderful news. So you really
we are always bringing on new services. Yes. Now we also add the possibility to ask our shipping partners. So we selected shipping partners, and then you can ask them an instant quote. So the system will take automatically the characteristic of the lot that you are looking at. So that will be like ask a shipping estimate in every lot page, and then within 12 hours you get back quotation. So this is very important also before the auction, because sometimes shipping costs, they're really high. So
yes.
So it's better to know it before you buy than instead of having surprises. So that's, the fact that I'm a collector myself, I know exactly what collectors need, because I'm one of them. So I try to put in my platform all you can need in order to have a easy, efficient, and effective journey into art investing.
Yes, I think that's the key. Let's say, that because many times all this it's not practical. All these services are not practical, but it's very important, as you say, that you are like living the actual need of a young, again, collector, but also of a normal collector that is. Especially through the digitalization of this moment, because it's a new, even though you've been there for a long time, I think now, especially now during COVID time, it has been going extremely well.
Yes.
Digital.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
yes.
People are online. They also their behavior, their purchasing behavior changed. It was changed by COVID. People who never bought on internet before, now they had to. So they started, and now they're more acquainted. So from the grocery, they went to many other things, also art and collectibles, because they see it's easy. And if you are in a vetted environment like Lotard, because we select our auction houses, I don't let anyone in. I check that before, the quality of the lots. Quality, I don't mean the price. I mean that what they sell, it's good. Because there are some dodgy players in any market. And we will make sure that our audience is kept out of that.
Is happy.
But going back
it's
to
something.
Yes,
I
would
sorry,
like also
the last thing. No, I would like to ask you, if something goes wrong, let's say if I'm not happy with something that I thought, you know how it is sometimes, what happens?
Well, depending on the legislation of the country where you buy. Okay, for example, the Nordic, you can give it back within 10 days. I think in all Europe, when the auction are online auctions, because what you see is online, but most of the actual auctions that are on Lotard, they used to be real auctions. So with a guy with a hammer, with the public, and then there is also the online part. Those auction houses, or those auctions which are only online, have a special legislation in Europe. So you can, like for it, they fall in the same legislation of Amazon. You can give it back if something is wrong. There's no question asked. For example, also Katawiki gets it back because it's an online auction. But if the auction is real, then it's more tricky, because they tell you should come and see yourself, ask the condition report and everything. And if you don't like it, then it's your problem. But if it's
how do you
not
see that?
what it is, it's different. So that gets more complicated. But if, for example, you buy, let's say again, a Chagall, a drawing, and then you see that it's not a drawing, but it's a lithograph, then yes, you can give it back, of course, because they mispresented the lot.
Okay.
So that's. I mean, we can talk for hours about it. But the last point that I want to touch is the selling part, because we talked at the beginning. So on Lotard you can buy and you can also sell. So we have a buy now. We just open a buy now gallery section, especially for COVID, to help artists. The idea was to help artists, galleries, and also collector to sell their art, to showcase and sell their art. And it's growing. We are getting interest from both private collectors and artists.
But how does it work? How does it work?
Oh, it's not an auction, so it's a buy now gallery. So it's like a gallery. It works like I don't know, First Dibs or Saatchi Art. It's so we present artists. So with different catalogs, we have emerging, we have the contemporary, we have old masters, and then you can make an offer. So there is a price, and you can also negotiate. We have some negotiation margins, and so there we can also enter the gallery market and allow people to sell their art. And we have also an evaluation section that we do together with auction houses. So if you want to sell something at auction, you can ask for a free valuation. And soon we will have also our own valuation. And we are working on an image recognition system. And once
that's a wonderful idea. Yeah.
Once it's ready, I think it's going to be February 2021. So in a few months, then we can also offer our own valuation system. But for now, we do it together with auctions. And we will continue as well. We will just add another option to the valuation system.
Fantastico, Francesco. But tell me, because you've been very, very busy since we have met many times in different fairs around the world, in Europe.
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. But can you tell us one that in particular, something, some anecdote of just to end our wonderful conversation, to make us smile in this beautiful weather, in this lockdown period? Something divertente, because you always we always laugh, when we meet.
Yeah, I mean, I think going back to talking about prices. One thing that I always have fun with, since I'm continuously every day looking at the auction market, so I know what's going on and which pieces are sold and what price they are sold. And each time I go to TAFAF, and I hope to be able to go again in May since they postponed it, and finger crossed we can go together again. It's always fun to see the prices. You remember, actually, you went to ask for me, so you should remember. So there was this beautiful painting, and which I saw it was sold at Rome a few months before for $500,000. And I remember it because it was like astonishing, beautiful, but the price, of course, was a bit too high for my pockets, so I could just admire it. So when I found it at TAFA, I said, wow, they bought it, lucky them. So I sent you to ask, say, let's go and see the price. And then when you came back to me and you say 1.9 million, say, wow. So they got it for $500,000, and I told them, so now, well, a good piece, but I wish I could have bought it at Rome. Like you.
You see, you have a good eye. That's what it shows.
I have a good memory. I have a good memory, so I when I see beautiful paintings or beautiful women like you, Carolina, then I always remember.
Facciamo parentesi, brackets. Okay, but thank you. No, but
we have to end with an Italian touch.
Of course. Otherwise, but it's always a pleasure. We met in Monte Carlo the first time, and I have to say it's a lovely friendship, because you are so it's incredible how far you went, and you're going. It's really
without capital, because nobody invested yet in the platform. We are reinvesting our revenues, so we are completely independent, and So, but once we will come out with our analytics and the memberships and everything, and then we will eventually look for investors. But it feels
Yes.
good to get here by yourself.
I think it's you should be very, very proud of yourself and about your team, because I think it's you're very, very present in all the big, big social networking. So I think it's you're doing a wonderful job. Bravo, Francesco. I really no, it's really a pleasure to have you here, because it's important to go forward, and to give some hope to all the other art markets, because it's ups and down. I think it's a bit everywhere, the situation. There are some people that are actually doing very well, some others are a bit static at the moment, but I think in the overall situation it seems very positive, because as you said, everybody is going through a different channel, let's say, through digitalization, and they see more, maybe, they are more attentive now to be in a different spheres.
We don't do blockchain, or we don't do we are looking at artificial intelligence. So we are a fintech, but I think we are very close to the market. Mm-hmm. So that makes it easier also for people to understand what's going on, to use the platform. It's very easy, it's very intuitive. We are adding all the categorization, so we just also it's also in beta and will be out soon, all the categorization of the database, so people will also be able to search by categories. So I want an old master painting, so you can just put old master painting automatic and it show you all your master painting. And if you are in Switzerland, you can put old master painting Switzerland. So we can identify pieces by country, by category, by subcategory, by medium. And so all the navigation, let's say, experience will be even easier than what it is now.
I cannot hear you anymore.
Oh, I do.
Un piccolo.
Problema tecnico.
I don't know what's happening. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Mi senti? Ok. Penso.
Headphones. Ah sì, ecco, si sono un po' addormentate. Okay, but anyway, Francesco, no, but I can see. I went through see your website, because every time I go and check, it's you have different, really different. It's very well explained, and I think it's very simple for young and not dinosaurs like me to be, to start. But thank you.
Yes, it's our target. Of course, it's 40 plus, because that's more mainly collectors are. But we would love to see more young professionals, and that's why we have also the art investment advisory to guide people with no experience and take advantage of the art market to diversify their portfolio. So I look forward to more to also a younger audience.
Yes,
even younger.
I think
which I'm not there yet.
Va bene. Comunque, no, è veramente, grazie mille, Francesco. It's a pleasure, and hopefully see you before Christmas or after Christmas, COVID permitting.
Yes,
in somewhere.
I hope to be in Rome in December.
Oh, okay, perfect.
And, that's what I aim to do. And,
maybe you can go through Switzerland, and then Napoli.
I think more the other way, because as you know, my parents are on the Lake Como, so I'm closer to Switzerland. I'm gonna come up.
I'm sorry.
After Christmas will be easier. Because my idea
before
is,
my.
No, I said I'll think I'll see you after Christmas, because first if I go to Rome, then I'll go up to my parents in Como,
of course,
and then from there I can enter Switzerland faster. Hoping that.
Hopefully, yes.
No
Grazie.
barriers, no COVID barriers.
Vabbè. Ciao Francesco, before my headphone will leave me again. Un bacio, un grande saluto.
This is from Amsterdam.
Ciao. Ciao.
Bye.
Grazie mille ancora. Ciao.